What's up, everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan, and the alpacas are all packed up because we're on a plane on our way to Denver, Colorado right now for a 3v3 Wow We're Crush Cards! Hi, team! Happy Friday, my new format friends!
Hey!
Wow! We've got some new cards to talk about today.
This is actually something we've wanted to do for a very long time at the start of every format and or at the start of a brand new set that releases for brand new cards for brand new formats. We just wanted to talk about some of the tech cards that are starting to see play, cards that are actually seeing play, and then some cards that have a ton of potential as well.
And they may not necessarily be super hot right now, but they could be pretty good. A lot of channels do market watches. It's not really our thing, so this is kind of just our take on techs that you should be considering for the format that you could pick up and that could actually be very useful for you in the upcoming meta.
While they're cheap.
We're also going to be announcing the winner for the Burst of Destiny box giveaway, so make sure you've got your listening ears on today. Also, we're in Denver for the 3v3 this weekend, so stay tuned for an amazing vlog and keep up on all of our socials and the links in the description box down below. Also, we're almost at 33,000 subscribers, so if you want to join the sub squad, feel free to do that. It's super easy, and if you hate us, you can always leave later. But I mean, honestly, we're a good time. But all right, y'all, it's Friday. I want to get on with the weekend. I got to go X4 this weekend. Let's talk about some sweet techs that you should be playing.
The first of which is Token Collector. This is probably one of those like more generic cards. A lot of people have been talking about this. I think coming out of Burst of Destiny, the most anticipated deck is not Flunderies because that deck sucks. It's actually Sword Soul. This deck is really, really strong. It's an insane like combo deck, maybe even like a mid-range deck. Sets up back row, sets up front row, negates, pop cards, like the cards, the deck is just insane.
Sets up defense, sets up offense, they got a great kicker, they're doing great.
For anyone who does not know, or maybe living under a rock for the last couple days, Sword Soul is actually one of those decks that requires tokens to actually make their synchro monsters. The majority of their monsters generate tokens, which gets them that advantage to allow them to play into their extra deck, getting them their synchro monsters. Their tuners are actually tokens. So Token Collector has been one of those cards that have been talked about and bought out multiple times because whenever a token hits the board, you can activate the Token Collector in your hand or graveyard, special summons itself, eats up all the tokens on the field, and prevents your opponent from summoning tokens at all.
Delicious.
This is one of those cards that's kind of tough to like make a call on because is it going to be in your side deck? Maybe. It's only good for like one specific matchup. It's okay. There's other cards that really just hit the Sword Soul deck. However, if Sword Soul does become one of those tier 1 decks that is running rampant, maybe it's just at your locals, or maybe it's anywhere that you are playing, whether it's competitive, casual, anywhere else. If you really want to just deal with Sword Soul in general, this is one of the best cards for it.
This is very good for a local setting. It's kind of like when we had to deal with Drytron. People were literally main decking Droll and siding Droll and other cards just to stop Drytron.
Yeah.
And I know it's frustrating to have to side our main cards just for one matchup, but it depends on the actual representation that we get for Sword Soul. Again, it's the beginning of the meta. We don't really have a whole form of the format, no pun intended yet. So we'll have to see. This is kind of just where we're at, but I do think this is a card that is definitely worth picking up just in case.
Yeah, we're not necessarily saying that these cards are going to 1,000% see play, but there are multiple rarities of this one specifically, so you might as well pick them up while they're cheap. If it does become relevant, at least you got a couple copies.
Next up on the list is a card that I feel is appropriate for me to talk about. It's a purple card called Dimensional Barrier, or as everyone calls it, D-Barrier. This card is like one of those really cool tech cards that everyone kind of talks about every other format. Like, it's kind of good, but it doesn't really get a lot of play. It's just like, oh, it's kind of nice. I think D-Barrier is actually a really good call for this format because even though it's not like the best deck, again, Drytron is playing ritual monsters. You can call ritual monsters. Sword Soul, synchro monsters. Dragoon and Phoenix Enforcer are fusion monsters. Invoked Dogmatica Shadal, the deck is fusion monsters. All these cards are things you can call off of D-Barrier. And not only that, but even if you're going second and your opponent sets up a board of like, I don't know, synchros, or, you know, Dragon Link's like the set up synchros, Sword Soul, synchros, Wind of the Deck, fusion, you can still have that set and then on the following turn, activate it and negate the effects of those monsters. It's not just, oh, they can't summon that monster, it also negates them as well. So don't forget that effect, it's really helpful.
Yeah, sets up front row, back row, you know, offense, defense. It serves both purposes.
Don't forget the kicker. I don't necessarily think D-Barrier is like broken or anything in this format, but I definitely think it's a good card considering all of the meta decks are literally all of those mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, why not just use it even side it? I feel like it's really good, especially for my trap players. Where you at?
I think that it's also a really good call as well because as we've talked about before and we've talked about in our Discord, if you haven't checked it out, the links are in the description box down below. Feel free to join the family, but all this format is starting to slow down. You're not seeing a ton of these like 12 negate boards. You're seeing 1 or 2 interactions with like a back row set. There's a lot of decks and a lot of versatility across the meta. So being able to play, as Logan said, purple cards or cards that are potentially a little bit slower, you can afford to play them because games are actually lasting a few extra turns now.
Ah yes, the sweet sound of not being OTK'd every single time I play Yu-Gi-Oh! How sweet!
And then the last card sounds a little wild, but like hand traps move in and out of every single format. format. As Logan said before, Droll was a card that was in and out of formats. I think a one that you could see potential with, honestly, sounds a little weird, is Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. We did, just off the last ban list, get Emergency Teleport to 2. It's been a while since we've read Ghost Ogre.
I literally forgot that Ghost Ogre's name was Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. He said it and I went, what?
Ghost Ogre actually reads that you can tribute the card from your hand or field. The fact that Emergency Teleport is actually a quick play spell card is crazy because you can just set it and then on your opponent's turn get access to Ogre and still have it be useful even though it's not in your hand. Probably the only hand trap that's not actually like activating and resolving in hand.
Field trap, let's go. She's the quarterback.
Not to mention also that Ghost Ogre is a tuner, a level 3. It can be an extender. There's a lot of really cool decks out there that are utilizing level 3s like Phantom Knights. Speaking of Phantom Knights, when you Ghost Ogre the Cherubini, there's not really a ton of really good follow-up there.
Ouch.
They need that Link 2 to get up into the Link 3 or even make Appaloosa. So sometimes Ghost Ogre can be really impactful.
You know what else you can do against PK? De-barrier them and call it C's. Have fun.
And then diverting back to Sword Soul, because we've talked about it almost all video, when they activate the Moye, get the token, you Ghost Ogre it, they no longer have a non-tuner monster. You're forcing them to have the extender. Like, not that Ghost Ogre is one of the best cards, but it is a very, very strong 1-for-1. It's kind of like Gamma, but it doesn't negate the effect, but it does clear the entire problem off the board.
But yeah, Token Collector, Ghost Ogre, D-Barrier, these are all things that we just wanted you to know, maybe pick up, dig through your bulk, I don't know. If you don't like it, that's fine. These are just things that we're trying to help you out in the future because you know what? We're looking out for you. I want you to do well because I'm not going to do well at this 3v3 this weekend, let's be real. I'm probably going X12 in a 9-round event. However, with all that being said, let's announce the Burst of Destiny box giveaway winner because honestly, it's been a long week and I hope you guys have been super patient and I'm super grateful for all of you that have waited this long. But the giveaway winner for the Burst of Destiny box is Little So-So 1. I love you, So-So. I think you're great. Make sure you message us on Instagram or Discord if that's easier for you so we can send your box out to you. So thank you so much for supporting the channel. And if you want to win a box or anything in the future, because we do give away every single product that we open on the channel, make sure you're subscribed and part of the sub squad. It's that easy. Like I said, you can always leave, but I mean, again,
Why would you?
Why would you not want to be a part of this absolute fun fest? And that's it for today's video. We wanted to keep it short, sweet, just tell you guys some techs that we've been on the lookout for. Again, we are in Denver until Tuesday, so we will not be around for the next couple days. No streams, none of that, but make sure you follow our socials in the links in the description box down below. We will be posting a lot on Instagram, so make sure you come hang out with us. It'll be fun, and we will be home on Tuesday night / Wednesday, and the Denver vlog will be up very soon after. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We love you. You matter. We will see you guys in the next video or in Denver if you're there.
Hey, see y'all.
Bye, team.